Okay. All right, Brittany, we are here today to talk about Standard 4. So Standard 4 focuses more on content, and I'm just going to go through the standard with you and let you know what I saw in your lesson. Okay. So the first part of Standard 4 says, did the candidate introduce academic language and have students practice using it? Yes, I felt like you did that because you were telling them the different emotions and explaining what emotion is and having them talk about that. So I thought that was very effective. How did you feel like the lesson went overall?
The overall lesson went really well. We were able in this portion of the lesson to go through our what we know part. So what the kids knew. We got a little hung up on a couple of special words like scared, and it started bringing up some apparently terrible dreams from a movie. But overall, the kids actually showed a pretty wide knowledge of emotion comparatively.
Yeah.
Usually the kids only know happy, sad, angry.
Okay.
And so I had kids adding in surprised and scared and excited. So that shows a higher knowledge.
Yes.
So we can go a little bit further once we go in depth with the emotions.
Yeah, exactly. And just like seeing that they know so much more, you can definitely like challenge them and try to make your lessons a little bit higher level, like you said. I also thought that your use of the KWL chart was very appropriate with this age group, and you were writing down their thoughts and what they knew, and they knew a lot, so that's good. That means that you can like plan your lessons according to what they know.
On top of that, something I've been adding on, this has been a whole week of inquiry. So we've done about 6 of these charts of what we know, what we want to know.
Yes.
And after the first one, I was talking to some other teachers as a resource, and they said a really good thing to do is to write the child's name beside their ideas.
Oh,
that way it becomes a full-on pre-assessment.
Yeah.
So after this first one, this is kind of my first run-in at doing a KWL chart with these kids.
Yeah.
So after that, I started adding their names to the sides. That way at the end, we do the same thing, and we can really compare what a kid said in the beginning to what they said at the end.
That's great. And that's going to be such a useful data, and you won't have to like think back and remember. You'll have it written down there, and you know, even the kids, I feel like when you write your name down next to them, like next to their thoughts, I feel like they feel more ownership in the lesson and they want to learn more. So that's a great tip from your teachers. I thought that's pretty awesome. The next part of the standard says, did the candidate use technology? Did the candidate use technology and other resources effectively for learning purposes? And this lesson, yeah, you do, and I know that you use GoNoodle a lot in your class, which is, I feel like that is an effective use of technology in pre-K4, especially because our schools don't have iPads available for pre-K4, which is understandable. They're not, able to use that one-on-one. Like that doesn't make sense for that age group, and we don't have smart boards. So it's a good that you are projecting GoNoodle and letting them get that brain break. So I think that's the best way to use technology in your class and for our school situation. So you're doing good. Keep doing that, and I think that's the most effective way to use technology in your classroom. Did the candidate recognize students' misconceptions and know how to correct them? I thought that you had really good discussions about the different feelings, like when it came to scared, and then you were kind of telling them, or they were telling you about the different feelings that they had. So you're kind of identifying how they're feeling and just like
my 4-year-old who watched Freddy Krueger.
Yeah,
and he was saying I was scared.
The nightmares. Yeah. So I feel like you're able to do that. So I don't find anything negative about that part of the standard. Did the candidate use instructional resources appropriate for the students? Yes, so I thought that the KWL chart was awesome that you did with them. I mean, for a higher level grade, we would give them their own KWL chart. But for pre-K, that you're sitting there and you're writing because they obviously don't know how to write or read, right? So this is an appropriate way to do the KWL chart with your kids. That's awesome. Did the candidate build on students' prior knowledge and experiences as they taught the content? So yes, you talked about what they had done in a previous lesson and their answers for that.
And how they were feeling based on previous experiences.
Exactly. So yeah, exactly. And based on their own personal experiences, and you're letting them share about that, which is good because that kind of like helps them jog their memory about more experiences. So that is accessing prior knowledge, and I feel like you did a great job in that. Did the candidate use multiple representations and explanations to help students understand the content? Multiple representations.
Like giving a verbal example of something you might feel at one time, that kind of example. I will say that was actually kind of a weak part for this lesson because this part of the lesson.
Yeah, because it's just a pre-assessment.
Yeah,
like
because
you
we
said,
just talked, it was just verbal.
Exactly.
After that, we played emotion charades with cards with faces on them.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So that is different representations of the same knowledge, and you're just kind of reinforcing what they learned. So I thought you did pretty well.
Okay.
Overall, I liked your lesson.
Okay, great.
All right.